Hi, good morning. Today I'm going to introduce the class to a technologically advanced hunting weapon that also has a little piece of history. My name is Barry Matson, and today I'm going to introduce the class to the most effective archery tool, and it's the crossbow. And by doing this, I'm going to go over the parts and accessories. I'll begin with the history. We'll move on to the specifications of this particular crossbow. And then we'll actually get to the fun part of showing how to shoot it. Let's begin by briefly discussing the history of the crossbow. The information I've taken from a article on about.com, are called The Invention of the Crossbow, Asian History. And there was some uncertainty as to where and when the crossbow was developed, but the first evidence is about 400 BC in China. The crossbow technology then moved on from Asia to the Middle East and then on into Europe. What's key about the crossbow is that archers do not have to be as strong or have to practice as much, and they don't have to be as skilled as a regular vertical bow or regular archer. Now that you have a better understanding of the history of the crossbow, let's move on to the parts and accessories that make up the crossbow. And all this information I received right from the owner's manual of my particular crossbow here, which is called the Parker Tornado. The basic parts of the crossbow are the butt, your safety, the scope, and your string. This is called your retention spring. It holds your arrow down. These are the cams and the limbs. These right here are called your string suppressors, which quiet the string down, quiet the crossbow down. This is called your riser, and this is called your stirrup. This is where your foot goes when you actually will pull the string back. Your quiver, which holds your arrows. And then these are called your cables. And then this is the barrel. You got your forearm right here where your hand goes. Your trigger assembly, and your grip, and then your stock. Those are all the basic parts of the crossbow. And a couple of the parts I want to touch on are the scope, which has 4 horizontal lines in there which marks the yardage from 20 to 50 yards. The safety is automatically engaged when you pull the string back. And here's your arrows. You actually have to have specific crossbow arrows. They're a little bit shorter, they're a little bit stronger than a regular arrow. They can have a practice tip, which looks like this. You can see that. Or a broadhead, which is actually for hunting. And this is actually a mechanical one, so when it hits the target, this is the blade comes out like this. And the rear of the arrow that goes against the string is called the knock. There's 3 different style knocks for crossbows. There's the moon knock, capture knock, and the flat knock. This is a moon knock right here. You can see it just looks like a little half moon. And here is what a capture knock looks like. And then a flat knock is just it's just flat. The knocks can actually be lighted as well, which makes it easier to see the arrow at night or when you have to find the arrow after you've made a shot. There's 3 companies that make the lighted knocks: Nocturnal, Red Eyes, Fire Knocks. These are just to name a few. The feathers, or fletchings they're called, have an oddball color. On a crossbow, the oddball color goes down into the barrel when you're shooting. This piece of equipment right here is called your rope cocking aid. This aids in pulling the string back. It makes sure it ensures that the string is pulled back straight and even every time, and also reduces the draw weight of about 50%. So this draw weight right here, this crossbow, is 165 pounds, so makes it a lot easier to pull back. And then finally, if you're shooting at a target or whatever you're shooting at, make sure that target is specifically made for a crossbow. You will shoot right through most targets if it's not. Now that you understand some of the parts and accessories of the crossbow, let's discuss the specifications of this specific crossbow. This particular crossbow is the Parker Tornado, like I said before, 165 pounds draw weight. This crossbow shoots about 330 feet per second. It's not the slowest, it's not the fastest as well. It's some of them get up to about 400 feet per second, so you start running into a lot more money too. The actual cable pull is affected by the speed. The speed is affected by the cable pull. For the most part, the harder the pull, the faster the speed. And actually, some states have a minimum speed limit or a minimum cable pull, which most of them that I've been to has been 150 pounds. The kinetic energy of this crossbow is 100 foot-pounds, which is your knockdown power. And now that you know the specifications of a crossbow, let's get to the fun part of actually shooting the crossbow. The first thing, you'd use your rope cocking aid. Put it on your crossbow. You're going to pull the string back. It engages the safety. Your string is pulled back. At this point, you would put your arrow in, or whatever, your arrow with your practice tip, or whatever you're hunting your broadhead. And also, you would use right now you'd use your rangefinder to find whatever you're shooting at, your target, or if you're hunting a deer or whatever, see where it's at. Let's say we're shooting at 30 yards. Use your 30-yard pin in your crosshair and your scope. Then you would release your safety. Nice and easy, and you squeeze the trigger, just like that. So, now that we know how to shoot a crossbow, let's review what we went over today. Today I talked to the class about the crossbow. I started off by talking about the history. Then we moved on to the parts and accessories of the crossbow. Then we talked about the specifications of this Parker Tornado. And then after I introduced the crossbow, I demonstrated how to shoot it. The crossbow is fun, easy to shoot, and is the most effective archery tool for hunting. Thank you.